Sam, we've time traveled to 2024. We are here. What is going on, my friend? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. 2024. Sounds pretty futuristic, if you ask me. Crazy. Congrats. We made it. We're here. Looking forward to a happy, healthy, fulfilled year with you, my friend.
Well, it is January 4th, and Larry David said that you can't say Happy New Year after January 3rd, so I guess we're in the wrong now.
Statute of limitations have passed, as Larry would say.
Yes, so I take back Happy New Year because I respect Larry David. But Sam, we are back, we are refreshed, we are recharged, and we got a new flair of Elevation Nation. We got new energy. We feel the energy with the nation. I feel the energy with you, and I know you feel it with me. We are ready to take on and conquer 2024 and help you all elevate yourselves so that you can go elevate the world. And with that, Sam and I have done a little bit of introspection, and we've thought about how we can improve, let's say, the podcast. And I will say, for a couple months, Sam and I have been doing these Fortitude and 15s a certain way where we've been talking about what is on our mind, maybe some current events that are happening in the world. And naturally, and not by anyone's fault or our fault, is we've kind of shifted a little bit away from being able to provide you all with the mental fortitude that you need to go conquer the world. And so, as we have a new year, we want to bring it back to the core of what Fortitude and 15 is all about. It's having the hard conversations with each other and giving you guys, the listeners, the elevators, some fortitude that you can take into your life so that you can go conquer the world. So, Sam, I hope you're ready. I know I am. I got the first topic of the year.
I'm ready, baby. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Focused fortitude.
Okay.
15.
So I know we're not talking about New Year's anymore because of Larry David told us that we're not allowed to. But we know for sure that New Year's resolutions are top of mind for everyone. I feel like every year we talk about New Year's resolutions. Everyone has them. Everyone thinks about them because the new year is a perfect place to start that new chapter, make a change in our life. But you know what, Sam? Today, we're going to talk about something that you and I both agree on. And this is a question. Do New Year's resolutions actually make it harder to reach your goals? This is something I've been thinking about. And let's debate it. And hopefully Elevation Nation can take something away from it.
Well, I assume if you brought it up, you have a perspective, a point of view on this. And it sounds like you're maybe anti-New Year's resolutions. So why don't you go ahead and defend your stance here?
I am anti-New Year's resolutions because I feel like if you create New Year's resolutions, I mean, at the end of the day, what a New Year's resolution is it's goals or things that we want in our life to change, right? We want to maybe lose a couple pounds. We want to get to the gym more. We might want to network more or eat better food, whatever it might be. Sam, my idea is like, why are we not always having those conversations with ourselves? And to the question, is it actually impeding us to get to our actual goals? I think it totally is, because New Year's resolutions don't even become a thought past January. No one's thinking about their resolution in May, right? So the way we need to spin it is, let's just create goals for 2024. Forget New Year's resolutions, this new me, whatever. Because I think the New Year's resolutions are very short-term thinking, whereas we need to think more long-term. What is 2024 going to be about? Let's write those things down, and now let's go tackle them. I know for me, Sam, and I'm curious to hear for you, 2024 is going to be spending time with my family and friends and celebrating an important milestone in my life as I'm getting married. That's number one. That's not like a New Year's resolution. I want more sunlight, more exercise, and more sleep. I got to do that every freaking day, and I got to work hard for that. That's not going to happen just in January. I'm going to work it that hard. And then my last piece is I just want to have fun, and I want to do fun things. And so that doesn't end in January as well. I'm curious, what do you think about this question I posed to Elevation Nation?
Well, it's a good one because I disagree with you.
Okay.
I don't know why you think that New Year's resolutions are only in January. That's when people make them. But they're supposed to last throughout the year. And in fact, for many, they reflect upon them quarterly. And for me, I have a reminder in my calendar monthly to go in and check my progress on those various resolutions. So
I think you're in the minority. I think you're in the minority.
Probably. But that
Maybe
doesn't
not the
mean that New Year's
minority of
resolutions are bad.
Maybe not the minority of our elevators, these people with hefty goals in their life.
But to your point, you had a couple of statements that I want to agree and disagree with both. One, you said, why do we only do this in January? We should be doing this every day. I'm reading a book right now called Design Your Life or Designing Your Life that one of our elevators actually recommended to us, Sam Evans. So shout out Sam. And in the book, it says, we often plan and think and analyze and try to figure out the meaning of life, the goals we have, where we want to go, so much so that we forget to live. And so the reason I like New Year's resolutions is it takes some of that guesswork and constant anxiety about where you're going and the goals that you have off the table. Revisit them. Sure, you can adjust. But I spent solid 5-6 hours reflecting on my past year and planning for my next year. I don't have to then think about them anymore. I reflect on them. I check in on their progress. I make sure that they're all aligned with who I am and where I'm going. But if I spent so much time analyzing goals and thinking long term every single week or even every single month, I think it's spending too much time planning to live instead of actually living. So that's my first point that I disagree with. And my second point that I'm excited about with my New Year's resolutions is, sure, they're short term. I want to finish all of them within this year, within 2024. But the principles and the experiences and the lessons that I'm going to learn from finishing these this year are tied to long-term goals, to long-term Sam, to who I want to become, to what I want to accomplish with my career, with my finances, with my health, with Elevation Nation. So just because my goal written down for 2024 is not, I want to turn Elevation Nation into the biggest podcast in the world, that doesn't mean that that's not a goal that I have. But that's not part of my resolution right now. Instead, it's how do I continue to meet incredible human beings and provide value through the podcast and our other mediums every single week. Just because that's shorter term does not mean there's not a long-term goal tied to that. So I think New Year's resolutions are fantastic. I do think they help you achieve your goals if you reflect on them frequently and you check in on that progress. I think it's a great way to hold yourself accountable for the year ahead.
I love your point about putting in your calendar a reminder when to look back at your goals once a month. I think that's really important, and it can hold people accountable to those things that they wrote down 1 month, 3 months, 5 months, 9 months ago. And then you look back at the end of the year. I know you do an exercise in December, looks back and like, where did I fall short? Where did I exceed? Okay, now let's do next year. But one other thing I want to bring up, and sometimes resolutions are difficult because we quantify them. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to make this amount of money, et cetera, et cetera. I love what you said last year when we had the same conversation about New Year's resolutions, because last year you were less about the quantifiable goal and you were more about the qualitative goal in what you feel in how you do something. And your goals were tied and your resolutions were tied to the feelings that you wanted to get from certain experiences or hitting certain amount of money that you made in a year, or the feeling that you get from working out every day. You were chasing feelings. And I think for 2024, I think it's important for both you and I and Elevation Nation to be reminded of those feelings that you do get and chase those, because those are the feelings that you want to continue to live by. And they're going to keep you back of hitting those goals.
Absolutely. I think everything is tied to the feeling and the emotion that we're striving after. And I don't know if you do this, Parker, but some people have, Jesse Itzler, a huge mentor of ours, Noah Kagan, another mentor, they tie their year to a word, right? A word, a theme for the year, their yearly mental motto, if I do say so myself. And so I'm curious for you, if you had to tie it to one word, what's 2024's plan? What is that word?
I think it's going to be alive. As basic as that is, we are all alive. But I want to feel alive. I want to feel alive as I go snowboarding down a massive mountain in the world. I want to feel alive as I walk down the aisle to go get married and see all these amazing people and feel that genuine love for JJ. I want to feel alive as I'm traveling on my honeymoon. I want to feel alive as I give a presentation at work. I want to feel alive, Sam, as we have these conversations. I want to feel alive in nature, feel alive in the park. I want to feel alive as I go for runs. We oftentimes forget about that feeling of embracing that we're alive right now. Wake up, baby. We're alive. And that's what my 2024 is going to be all about. I'll throw it back to you.
It's a great word. I think it's a perfect word for you for 2024. My word is solidify. I have all these different tentacles out in amazing different buckets of my life. All these different tentacles. I started a really cool new hobby this year. I think Elevation Nation is growing and soaring to new heights. I'm achieving more than I ever thought possible in my professional career. I'm financially more solid, knock on wood, than I've ever been. I have a goal to make some big investments this year for myself. But I want to solidify those. They've been ideas that I've been working towards for many years. They've been on the radar. I've taken baby steps to get there. This year is about solidifying them as part of who I am.
Love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm here to hold you accountable. You're here to hold me accountable. Elevation Nation, we're always here to hold you accountable. And so, to round out this episode, we had a fun conversation, a little debate. The question about, do New Year's resolutions impede you from actually hitting your goals? Sam doesn't think so. I guess it was kind of like first take. I had to take the other side. But
it was a hot take. I appreciate you taking the controversial side.
But I think it brings up a good conversation. We need to hold ourselves accountable. We need to feel those feelings and write down and know what those feelings are and continue to gradually put them in our minds. We need to put in our calendars as reminders to look back on those New Year's resolutions. And then we encourage you, Elevation Nation, to take a moment and think about, what word are you going to make your year about? Love it.
Elevator shout-outs. Shout out to elevators number 84 and 85, Xander Chase and Ryan Lane. Now, I think we're way late on this shout-out, but it just got recircled back on social media. These guys, one, are incredible, and I think their theme of the year is For the Love, FTO. They slid into Giants kicker G, Graham Gano, his DMs, and offered to get him a bag, one of their amazing bags for commuting, for work, for exercise. If you haven't checked them out, check out FTL bags. They're pretty amazing, and I think we can get you a discount code as well for Elevation Nation listeners, so reach out if you want one. And these guys slid into the DMs, impressed him so much that he wanted to buy the entire team a bag. So Xander and Ryan, they were grinding in the warehouse, packing bags for the entire football team. And I just want to give them some love because we're always impressed with you boys.
Big fans. All right, Sam, last one. I got two people, very, very important people to the nation. You got to give me the elevator numbers. I don't have it up. Carly Silverman and Alana Dunn. Elevators 78 and like 91.
Carly is 117 and Alana is 80.
Wow, botched hard there. They're in progress. They got a podcast, Life in Progress. They have an amazing vision that they see that they're going to bring to the world in 2024. And Sam and I are so proud of them and excited to see where they take it because they're absolutely elevating. And I think 2024 is going to be their year. So Elevation Nation, if you don't know Carly and Alana, you got to check them out. They're awesome. They're crushing it.
Happy 2024. I love this new topic. We're getting back into controversial discussions, tips and tricks on how you can conquer the real world, activate mental fortitude as a young adult, and just find some fulfillment, whether that's in your corporate job, outside of work. Just know the struggles you're going through as a young adult in your 20s, in your 30s. Maybe you're not even in your 20s yet. Maybe you're still in high school or college. You're not alone. Parker and I are here to help. Keep on elevating, Elevation Nation. Until next week, peace.